Okay, so for today's email review, I wanted to talk about Seth Godin and his approach to email, which I've seen a few people do now, but he does a really good job in this. So he knows what he's trying to do, and his whole goal with his, uh, thought leadership is consumption, right? Which benefits, both his audience and himself very well. So his emails, just like his website and a lot of the stuff he does, is super minimalistic. There's not much, design flavor to it, which, as one of the premier marketing thought leaders out there, that's obviously intentional. So this is one of the recent ones I got just a few hours ago. Uh, Seth focuses on, so he doesn't want to create distractions, which you can see here. Um, the only link that I can select here that is like an apparent CTA is the title. Now, what Seth is really focused on though isn't that CTA. So while it's very clear, and I click here and it goes to the content, he is more interested in consumption. So the entire post from here you can see, if made freely, a choice feels like, all the way down to the end. The good news is that we can get better. The whole, there it is, the whole post is in the email. So he's not worried about site visits. He's worried about getting the value or content to the people and getting them to consume it as quickly as possible. And quite honestly, if I compare this to this, since this has a little bit more space in the lines, I actually find this a little easier to read. So if you are subscribed to Seth's stuff, it's likely that you know or have learned that you don't have to click into his short posts that he does because it's all in the email. So he's prioritized consumption. That creates less friction of from the user. And if you're willing to bite the bullet and accept that you might not get website traffic, but you still get the thought leadership, then I think it's a great way to go. You just have to have a lot of discipline and patience for that, especially because this isn't something you can measure, right? You can't measure the consumption of an email. You can assume it with an open, but there's no time of email open like there is of time of on page that you could get from like a Google Analytics or something. So it does take patience and a little bit of trust that the users are consuming. And as long as the unsubscribes aren't high and your open rates are good, then uh, you're going to see the fruits of this work in other things that you do, like when he publishes a book or something like that. So, uh, really great lessons on understanding the audience and trying to deliver it in the easiest way